Hello everyone, this is the Holiday Christmas Fan, and today we got It Chapter 2, more It Chapter 2, Part 2. Now, we all know It Chapter 2 is going to be a phenomenal film. We all know that It Chapter 2 is going to set records. We know It Chapter 2 is going to have a lot more brutal scenes. We know It Chapter 2 is definitely going to beat the first one. I mean, okay, the first one was more like, okay, we're getting you hyped for Chapter 2. We're leaving the second chapter for the best. We're saving the best chapter for last. Basically, It Chapter 1 gets you excited for It Chapter 2. Basically telling you, you know what? We're going to save the last chapter for last. Leave the best chapter for last. And honestly, I don't blame them. It's actually a genius idea when you think about it, because It Chapter 1 was good, right? But here's the thing. Pennywise had to scare what kids were afraid of. So that's why It Chapter 1 wasn't really that scary. It was more creepy, but you know, like, to me that wasn't really that scary. But guys, go get your IMAX It Chapter 2 tickets. I don't know if they're sold out already or not, but I hope they're not. But if they aren't, go get your IMAX tickets to go see It Chapter 2 in theaters in IMAX, because man oh man, that's gonna be an experience. Now, we don't have an IMAX theater, unfortunately. Not our theater. We don't have one. We don't have an IMAX, and I've never been to one. But I know if it rains, it's like it's really light mist that rains in the theater, which is awesome. That's so cool. But man, we get another glimpse of the blood scene. Now, the blood scene as we know it is going to be very cool. We all know the blood scene is going to be really awesome, but what we don't know is there going to be something scary going on in this scene right here? Is something scary going to happen? Why is she just swimming out of 500 gallons of blood, fake blood? Now, apparently there's a scene in It Chapter 2, and apparently this scene right here has 500 gallons of blood, and they saved the most blood scene for the best part of the movie. And that scene in particular that we didn't get to see was the 4,000 gallon blood scene. It's going to be in the movie. We just don't know what is going to happen in that scene. Like, we know the sewers has blood. Maybe it has to do something with the sewers now, or maybe it has to do with something outside. I have no idea. But whatever's going to happen in that scene, cannot wait. I hope that's not a rumor either. I hope that this is pretty legit. Now, It's Chapter 2, I told you the last video, that it's my most anticipated film of 2019, and it's also my most anticipated movie of all time. And let me tell you, it sure heck is, man. It sure heck is, because this movie, so far, the direction I wanted this movie to go in, it looks like they're going this direction. And not only that, the direction I did not want it to go in, it looks like they're not going that direction. And I mean, like, going, like, not following the book, doing their own thing and blah blah blah. No, they're following the book. Now, the intensity of this scene. How intense is this scene going to be? like, in my mind, it's not just going to be 500 gallons of blood. There's going to be some kind of monster that's going to pop out or something silly, something unexpected and terrifying. That's what I think might happen in this scene, because people are having theories that apparently at San Diego Comic-Con there was a scene where it's something to do with something, and it takes place in the Neibolt Street house, and something happens, and they didn't say what, but they said it's unexpected in a way, and I think that's awesome. But guys, let me know what you guys think might go down in this movie, because I am really excited to see what It Chapter 2 is going to do and what it's going to offer. For fans that are a fan of horror films, you know, and just people that are fans of the first one. But what is Bill doing at the creepy house on his bicycle? What is he doing exactly? Because he's looking at something, but it looks like he's almost like turning around because he sees something that Pennywise might be tricking him and making him afraid and blah blah blah. You know, maybe Bill sees something, and maybe there's a monster and it's starting to run at him, and he's turning around saying, F this, I'm not fricking around with this shit. Maybe that's what he's doing. Or maybe he's doing that thing that you can do on your bike where you lean so much and it does that screeching noise and he stops. He might do that and get off the bike and head into the house. Because in the last trailer, Bill was standing in front of the house, of the creepy house, by himself. Or maybe we just don't see the Losers Club for some reason. But maybe we're gonna see, like, I think this movie is gonna be more intense than the first one for so many reasons. And I like what they're doing so far. I like how we're getting scenes where they're remade as adults. I like how they're doing this scene in the water that the first one took place in as well. Because you gotta remember this. The kids were at the same place doing pretty much the same thing, playing around in the water and having fun, and they're doing this when they're adults. Here's what I was scared of. The adults weren't going to have that same vibe as the kids, and it wasn't going to be as good. But you know what? I'm not worried, because I think they're going to do it better than what they did in the first one. Even though it was really good in the first one, I think they're going to top that twice as much. And that's not a bad thing at all, because this is supposed to be the final film from the book, because there's only 2 chapters in Stephen King's book. So we'll see what's going to happen. There's actually a lot to expect from there's just a lot to expect from this movie, and a lot of fans expect more, and I think we're getting more. Stephen King, you know, said something, and I'll save that for a bit, but what is happening here? What is this? Like, is Pennywise, like, chasing them out of the house or something? Like, what the hell is going on in this scene? Now, here's my theory. Here's my theory where I think the final battle might actually take place, and a lot of you guys are like, oh, in the sewer. Yes, I do think it's going to take place in the sewer, but I also think what's going to happen is they're going to be running out of the frickin' sewers, and it's going to be exploding because of Pennywise. It's going to be falling apart, getting destroyed because Pennywise is in his final form, running through frickin' walls, trying to kill them and grab them, and they're running and they're frickin' like near getting killed, and then they run into the frickin' house and it explodes maybe. Or maybe they frickin' had some kind of mine that they set up in the house and they blew it up and they thought they killed Pennywise and he's not dead. Those are my two theories. I don't know if that's the case, but I don't know. I really don't know what to think of this scene. I don't really know what is going to happen here. Because why would they show it in the trailer? Usually when they show, like, see, Andy Muschietti did this before. We didn't know what was going to happen in It Chapter 1. He showed us, like, but what is Richie doing here? They're like holding him back. He's trying to like run up to something. He's either mad or terrified. I think he's angry. I think he's either terrified or very mad about something. Something made him really mad. Maybe Pennywise is like standing in front of him and he's like frickin' trying to go at him and try to like beat him up or something. That'd be cool to see Richie stick up for his friends, and you know. But I don't know like what's gonna happen to any of the guys in the movie. You know, I don't know, like, what is Richie doing? Like, he almost looks like, it almost looks like Pennywise is, like, almost forcing him to lure into whatever and die, or, like, frickin' he looks really angry and terrified about something. Like, he's almost, like, terrified, but almost, like, angry at the same time. And this is interesting, because what could this possibly mean for Richie? Like, is he gonna be like trying to sacrifice himself or something? Like, what are they gonna do? You know, but I don't know what the scene could be. It could be anything. It could be. I think Richie might actually be trying to attack the It Clan himself. But but anyway, yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was talking about because someone just threw something in my room trying to scare me. But yeah, Richie, you know, is he gonna attack Pennywise? What is he up to? Now, could this be something to do with the turtle from the book? Because as we all know, there is something to do with some kind of turtle in the book, and from what we're seeing right here, I don't know what this is or what it means for the story, but I see, if you look on the left side of the screen, you can see a shoe like frickin' You can see like someone's shoes standing there looking at it, and I'm thinking this might be Mike. This possibly could be Mike standing there, or Bill or Mike. I think it's Bill or Mike. I think it's gonna be Bill, but we'll see. I don't really know what it could be or what it might be, but man, I'm definitely interested, and I'm definitely ready to see where they take this movie. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're definitely in for a surprise. What is Pennywise trying to do in this scene, guys? Because from what I'm seeing here, this is interesting. What could this be? Pennywise, Mike Hanlon, what's his name? Ben, Beverly, like Ben's taped into the frickin' chair and he can't get out, and Pennywise is like, see, there was the trailer where he's like, I dreamt over you, I craved you, I missed you. That one. Well, you know how Beverly broke the window, and you see Pennywise, and you could see like blood on Ben's stomach. Well, Pennywise was holding a knife, and Pennywise is carving a word into his belly, his stomach area, which is actually that's freaking creepy, man. That's messed up. That's some creepy shit right there, man. Whatever he's doing, though. See, okay. A lot of people have been wondering this, and myself. How scary will Pennywise be in It Chapter 2? And to be honest, Pennywise was kind of scary in It Chapter 1, but a lot of people were complaining that he wasn't scary enough. I don't know. He was more creepy than scary, and apparently Pennywise is supposedly really scary in It Chapter 2. And if that's the case, what are we in for? We're in for something very awesome. We're in for something that we do not know about Pennywise. We think we know Pennywise, but do we really know Pennywise? Like, it's going to be one of these movies where we're like, do we know Pennywise? Like, you know what I mean? This movie's going to be scary for that reason. Do we really know Pennywise? Do we really know if he's scary? Like, do we know what's inside of the creature? Like, what is he actually? Like, we don't know what they're doing with the character, and I don't really know if he's going to be scarier in It Chapter 2, but I can say he's probably going to be a lot. I'm going to call it right now, Pennywise is going to be very scary in It Chapter 2, because that old lady scene, even though it's not Pennywise, that's fucking creepy stuff. That's some scary shit, because you got a naked old lady running at you, turning into some demonic witch thing, and blah blah blah. Now, I'm glad they're switching up the scenes from the book, because you can't just be like, oh, let's copy the scenes all over again. Let's do them the exact same from what they were from the book. And there might be things in there that are almost the same, but they're basically all going to be changed. Pennywise is going to be terrifying. I think Pennywise is going to be very terrifying. First of all, he has to scare what adults are afraid of. He's supposed to be a lot more aggressive in this movie than we think. He's going to be going after them, these adults. We are going to have fear of this clown, and we're also going to have fear for the Losers Club, because are they actually going to defeat him in this movie, or are they going to do what Infinity War did, where basically Thanos won in Infinity War, right? We thought that was going to be the last one. We thought, oh yeah, Infinity War is the final Marvel Avengers movie and blah blah blah. No, then they made Avengers 4 Endgame. then you know what happens in that. But that might be the case. It might be something like that. Possibly. Like Pennywise might win, and then they might have to make chapter 3. Now, I just want to say, Andy Muschietti, you are awesome. You really inspire me for what you've done with the first movie. Literally, I get emotional talking about it because that movie inspires me so much. I am such a diehard It fan now because of you, because of what you did with Pennywise, what you did with the movie in general, what you did to this franchise is what made me love it. And I trust Andy Muschietti so much. He's probably my favorite horror director of all time right now because this man really knows how to make a horror movie back to the roots of classic horror. And I'm telling you, I don't know if this will be able, like, Andy Muschietti is also in talks of remaking The Howling. And I have never watched The Howling, and I might actually buy that film because I heard it's very, very good. And The Howling is apparently really scary. But man, how will Andy Muschietti be able to take the atmosphere from the first movie, bring it into It Chapter 2, and a lot of people are worried about it. Think of it this way. Avengers Endgame is better than Infinity War because of that battle. But It Chapter 2, I think, is going to be better than Chapter 1 for so many reasons. You got Pennywise, aggressive as hell, going after these Losers Club, basically, he is basically desperate to kill the Losers Club. But Stephen King, this amazing dude here, the creator himself of this It franchise. Two things I want to talk about Stephen King. He actually created a scene for It Chapter 2, and Andy Muschietti said it's perfect. It's incredible. And I cannot wait. And Stephen King said this in this trailer. This is the part of the trailer that you see of Stephen King. And he said, when the first movie played and it ended and said Chapter 2 coming, people applauded and they wanted more. And then Stephen King said for It Chapter 2 that we are going to get a lot more from this movie. And let me tell you, if that's the case, I'm going to like this movie more than the first one. The fact that this movie is supposedly terrifying, very intense, and epic all at once, 2 hours and 45 minutes, and apparently that's not even the director's cut, guys. There's rumors going around that It Chapter 2, right now it's 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it's probably going to stay like that. But what if it went to 3 hours? What would happen then? Like, would that affect anything? And if it did, don't change it. But here, what you're seeing is Henry Bowers. So, here's my question. How did Henry Bowers live after falling down that damn sewer tunnel? He hit, like, his back, his rib cage, his head off the it was like a bouncy ball hitting the wall over and over again. And you never see him since. And I'm thinking to myself, did Pennywise just eat him or something? Or does Pennywise, what did Pennywise do with Henry Bowers? Like, obviously Henry Bowers, what did Pennywise do when Henry Bowers fell down that damn sewer? Now, we all know, I know this from the book. Now, this is not really anything, exciting or, it's nothing like, oh my god. Like, if you haven't read the book, Henry Bowers, spoiler alert, Henry Bowers does not die falling down the sewer or whatever happened to him. He doesn't die. He's back in chapter 2, but he's an adult, and he's in an insane asylum. We seen that in the trailer where Pennywise was talking. That's the guy that was following the balloon. He seen it in the window and it was moving. Well, cannot wait. That's all I can say. Because, Henry Bowers, killed his abusive dad in the first one. And Henry Bowers himself, it wasn't his fault. Pennywise was basically taking over his mind and making him do it, and it was genius. The way they did that scene, amazing. It couldn't be any better. But It Chapter 2, we know Henry Bowers is going to be in that movie. We know he's going to be in the insane asylum. It's just, how are they going to do this? How are they going to pull it off? Now, Stephen King said another thing, actually. This is the third thing. I forgot about it until now. But Stephen King said this is the type of movie where you root for the good guys. You cheer for the good guys. You cheer them on. And it makes me wonder, how exactly is the adults going to be able to take down this damn clown? Because he's kind of like Thanos. How the hell are they supposed to take him down? Because Thanos was really strong in Endgame, and Pennywise it's gonna be the same story. Pennywise is supposed to be he's bigger, badder. He's the big and bad in the movie. Now, guys, I think I know this scene. Now, you guys might agree with me or you might disagree with me, but I think a lot of you guys will recognize what I'm talking about. Now, Mike Hanlon from the 1990 TV miniseries, where the little girl is on her bike singing a song, and she stops at her house and she looks at the curtain outside, and she sees Pennywise waving to her for a quick moment. Pennywise runs out at her and probably kills her. Is this somewhat of the same scene? Like, is that going to be in this movie? Are we going to see Pennywise kill a little girl? Because if that's the case, I'm not an idiot or anything. Wouldn't that be freaking terrifying, though? Wouldn't that be awesome? Like, just to see Pennywise bite into her face or skull and just freaking drool and freaking all of that great Pennywise-ness. Now, let me know if this guy's... Actually, no, don't let me know. Don't let me know this. This is from the book, I'm pretty sure, and it's Mike Hanlon, obviously. He's looking at something, and it's Pennywise, obviously, making fun of him probably, but Pennywise, it says, come home, come home, come home. What the frick does this mean? I'm going nuts because I'm so excited for this movie. But what the heck does this mean? Like, this is obviously something huge. And whatever this means, guys, I'm sure it's something cool. Maybe there's going to be something terrifying that's going to happen for all we know. But man, I am just so excited. What the heck happened in the house? Okay, this is interesting. What the heck did happen in this house? Because this is Beverly's dad's abusive house. Well, of Dad's house.